Namaste, dear students. So, welcome back again for the continuation class of accounting for share capital. So, we have done in the previous video, so we have learned about the meaning of shares and the features of shares. So, in today's class, we are going to discuss about types of shares or classes of shares. Shares are majorly divided into two classes, that is two types. One is preference shares and another one is equity shares. So equity shares is also called as ordinary shares. So what is this preference shares? Why it is called preference shares? You should understand. See, in a simple terminology, if you want to understand, it is very easy to understand. Preference shares are those shares which have preferential rights in the company. That is the meaning. I'm repeating it. Preference shares are those shares which have the preferential rights in the company are called preference shares. So, equity shares or ordinary shares. So, the meaning of that, it is also very simple. Equity shares are those shares which do not enjoy preferential rights in the company. Which do not enjoy preferential rights in the company is called equity shares or ordinary shares. So now let us understand in detail. So preference shares, it offers a fixed rate of dividend. See, dividend means I've already explained in the last class, that is, it is the portion of profit which has to be distributed among the equity shareholders is called dividend. So it offers a fixed rate of dividend. That means the profit which has to be distributable among preference shareholders is fixed. And the point number 2 says, right to get capital on winding up before anything is paid to equity shareholders. So this is the second priority. So what is that? At the time of winding up of the company, at the time of closing down of the company has to pay the capital to the preferential holders on first priority. So equity shareholders will get once the settlement done to the preference shareholders. That means preference shareholders receive their capital first. If amount left with the company, then only that amount will be distributed among equity shareholders. So this is the major 2 points which gives you the idea about preference shares, or we can say it is the feature of preference share also. So now let us look into the equity or ordinary shares. See, point number 1, these shares have voting rights. That means it is very clear, preference shareholders do not have voting rights. So only equity shareholders have voting rights in the company. Second point, it does not offer a fixed rate of return. In preference share, we said in the point number 1, it offers fixed rate of dividend. Whatever the profit, so there will be fixed rate 12%, 10%, 8%. So that particular percentage of profit or dividend is fixed. So that will be paid to the preference shareholders. But for equity shareholders, there is no any fixed percentage of profit. So it is directly whatever the profit comes. If profit is 50%, profit is 60%, the entire profit is distributed among equity shareholders. So that is why it does not offer a fixed rate of return. Next is point number 3, they are not entitled to get capital on winding up before paying to preference shareholders. So that I said, equity shareholders are the last priority will be given at the time of winding up of the company. So when company is getting closing down, so all the settlement will be done. External creditors, internal creditors, everybody's settlement will be made on priority basis. Then preference shareholder settlement will also done. Then at the last, if company has any money left with the company, that money will be distributed among equity shareholders. So they don't get any priority at the time of winding up of the company or closing down of the company. So this is in brief, I discussed about the preference shares, the meaning of preference shares and the meaning of equity shares. So now let us understand in detail. So now I'm going to explain. So don't worry that only explanation part is going on and you're not getting any material and all. So don't worry. I'll post you the material also once I'm done with the theoretical part. So the entire lesson I'm preparing a theory notes for you people so that I'll send it across to you in a PDF form once I complete this explanation part. Okay. So now let us understand what is preference shares is all about. See, the term preference shares focus certain preferential rights. So preference shares means there is a preference. So what is that? That is preferential rights over other types of shares. So where equity shares which do not have those preferences will be enjoyed by the preference shares. Clear? So now let us understand a preferential right to get a fixed rate of dividend. So that is nothing but a fixed rate of profit they are entitled to get. So that is number one, during the life of the company. It means that only after payment of dividend to preference shareholders, the surplus, if any, can be used for paying dividend to equity shareholders. So try to understand. This is the point what I am highlighting from the beginning of this class. So whatever the dividend the company have decided to distribute among the shareholders, first priority will be given to preference shareholders after distributing their fixed rate of dividend. If any profit left out, then only that profit will be distributed among equity share holders. Next, point number 2, a preferential right to the return of share capital at the time of winding up of the company. So I said winding up of the company is nothing but closing down of the company. So at the time of closing down of the company, preferential shareholders are entitled to get first priority for the settlement of their capital. So this means that when the company goes into liquidation, that is nothing but closing down, after discharging debts due to outsiders, the surplus assets must first be used for returning the share capital contributed by the preference shareholders. So that means when once outsiders' liabilities settle down, so whatever the left out asset, in that asset, whatever the amount left out with the company, in that amount or the asset, the first settlement has to be done for the preference shareholders. So if any left out, then the equity shareholders are going to get. Clear? So preference shareholders must carry both these preferential rights. However, preference shareholders have certain disabilities also. That is, you can take for example, they do not normally enjoy voting rights. See, preference shareholders never have the voting rights in the company. However, they get the right to vote. Clear? So that is, equity shareholders get the rights to vote. So on any resolution affecting their rights. If there is a special resolution is framed, then only they'll have the rights. On all resolution when dividend has not been paid to them for certain period as prescribed in the act. So these 2 points also you should remember. So now I believe it is clear to you what is preference shares and what is equity shares. So now let us understand the types of preference shares. Is clear? The types of preference shares. Number one, cumulative preference shares. So what is this cumulative preference shares? See, in case dividend is not declared because of inadequate profit. So try to understand this. If the dividend is not declared because of inadequate profit, so in such a case, what we are going to do? Clear? So for that, let us understand the main key points for cumulative preference shares. Number one, fixed rate of dividend is guaranteed. For cumulative preference shareholders, always get a fixed rate of dividend. So that is guaranteed. At the time of inadequate profit, they will not lose anything. So that means if there is a inadequate profit, they will not lose anything. So arrear will get in subsequent year whatever the pending amount of profit which has to be payable to the preference shareholders, that will be carried forward to the next year. Clear? So that is next subsequent years. So these 3 points you should remember while speaking about cumulative preference shares. Okay. So now let us understand in detail. So as I was telling, in case dividend is not declared because of inadequate profit, the right to dividend for that year does not elapse. That means that will not, they are not going to lose. Clear? In that case of cumulative preference shares, dividend not declared and paid get accumulated. So it is going to be accumulated so that they may be paid out of profit of subsequent years. So that profit can be carried forward for the next coming years. Okay, as a arrears of dividend before any dividend is paid to the equity shareholders. So this point also you should remember. Before paying to the equity shareholders, these arrears will be settled first. So preference shares are always cumulative. Any preference share for that matter, it is always cumulative unless the contrary is expressly stated in the article of association. If there is any point is mentioned in the article of association, then only it can be considered as non-cumulative. Otherwise, majority of the preference shares are going to be cumulative preference shares. So I believe you have understood. So it is very simple to remember. Cumulative preference shares means if the company does not have an adequate profit, that profit will be carried forward for the next coming years. Clear? As a arrears. So in the subsequent years, those profit will be settled before the profit is distributed to the equity shareholders. So now let us understand non-cumulative preference shares. So what is this and how we can understand this? So point number one, fixed rate of dividend is guaranteed. Again the same point. Fixed rate of dividend is guaranteed. And point number two, at the time of inadequate profit, they will not get anything. So this is ultimate meaning. If at the time of declaring a profit, if there is no sufficient profit or fund available in the company, so then that profit cannot be carried for the subsequent years. So that is exactly opposite of cumulative preference shares. So it is very simple to understand. I will explain one more time. In the case of non-cumulative preference shares, if dividend is not paid in any particular year, it lapses. That means there will be no any carry forward for the next subsequent year under non-cumulative preference shares. Dividend is not allowed to accumulate and such unpaid dividend will not be paid in subsequent years, even though sufficient profits are earned in the subsequent year. So in coming years, even though they have earned enough profit, but it will not be carried forward for the coming years. Clear? So that is what non-cumulative preference shares. I believe you are clear with cumulative preference shares and non-cumulative preference shares. Next is participating preference shares. So what is this participating preference shares? A fixed rate of dividend is guaranteed. First point is common. Entitled to share the surplus profit. So they are entitled to share the surplus profit. So what is this entitled to share the surplus profit? So for this you have to know in detail what is this participating preference shares. See, in addition to the fixed rate of dividend, these shares carry a further right to participate with the equity shareholders also. So try to understand. So after receiving their fixed rate of dividend, so for example 10% or 12% or 20% dividend they have already received. Then also further they will have a right to participate with the equity shareholders in the surplus profits. If there is more profit, in that surplus profit, these preference shareholders will have the rights to participate along with the equity shareholders. So thus they get two kinds of dividend, that is one fixed rate and the other changing every year depending on the level of excess profit. That means they are going to get whatever the fixed rate of dividend according to the preference share rules. So apart from that, while the equity shareholders are going to receive their profit, in that also they will have a right, a special right. So that is why we call it as a participating preference shareholders. So we can say similarly such preference shares have a right to participate in the surplus asset of the company on its winding up. If company is getting closed or closing down, so during that period if there is a surplus asset, that means after settling everything, so if there is a surplus asset, so in that surplus asset also they can take and they can get their settlement done. Clear? After paying in full the preference and equity share capital. So you can understand this, the right to participate in the surplus profit or surplus assets at the time of winding up, that is at the time of closing down of the company, if available to preference shareholders, only if it is specifically expressed in the article of association. It has to be expressed in the articles of association. Okay, so in other words, preference shares are presumed to be non-participating unless specifically stated otherwise in the article of association. So it has to be mentioned in the article of association about the participation of preference shares. If it is not mentioned, it is considered to be a non-participating preference shares. Okay, so now let us understand what is non-participating preference shares. So again the point number one is same, fixed rate of dividend is guaranteed for all the preference shares. So number two, does not share the surplus profit. So they do not have the right to enjoy the surplus profit. So what is this all about? So it is again exactly opposite of non-participating preference shares. Okay, so these shares are entitled only a fixed rate of dividend. They do not participate either in the surplus or in the surplus asset. In such a case, the entire surplus goes to equity shareholders only. So if it is not mentioned in articles of association, they do not enjoy any kinds of rights to participate in the surplus profit or surplus asset. Okay, so now if the articles are silent with regard to the right to participate in the surplus profit or surplus assets, the preference shares will be considered to be only non-participating type. As I said, it should be specially mentioned in the article of association. If it is not mentioned, then if it is remained silent, then that particular preference share will be considered as the non-participating preference shares only. Okay, so now let us understand redeemable preference shares. So what is this redeemable preference shares? Shares which a company may repay after a fixed period of time or earlier. So the company will repay their particular investment. Clear? So that is what we call it as a redeemable preference shares. So but you have to understand in detail again about this. Redeemable preference shares means if the articles of association authorize, a company can issue redeemable preference shares. So for this, articles of association should authorize, then only a company can issue a redeemable preference shares. It means that the capital raised by means of these shares can be returned after a specified period or at any time at its options after giving notice as per terms of issue. These shares can be redeemed either out of profits or out of proceeds of a fresh issue of shares. Redeemable preference shares can be redeemed if they are fully paid up. A company cannot convert existing preference shares into redeemable preference shares. So you have to understand here. First, the company can issue redeemable preference shares only when it is mentioned or authorized in the articles of association. First point you should remember. And the meaning of redeemable preference share, it is very simple. The company will pay back the capital which is invested by the shareholders. So that is at the rate of market rate. On that day's rate, the company is going to pay back. Clear? So the company can pay back when the shareholder is going to receive the money directly from the company. So that kind of preference shares are called as redeemable preference shares. So that can be redeemed after specified years. For example, after 5 years, after 10 years, after 20 years. Clear? Or it might be as and when company wishes. Clear? When company feels that it is capable of giving back their capital, so the company can give a formal notice on the basis of articles of association. So formal notice will be given to the shareholders and their shares can be taken back, the amount can be settled. So that is what redeemable preference share is all about. And irredeemable preference share is exactly opposite to redeemable. So it do not carry the arrangement for redemption, and shares are repayable only at the winding up of company. So shares will be paid only at the time of winding up of the company. So irredeemable preference shares, any preference shares that cannot be redeemed during the lifetime of the company is known as irredeemable preference shares. It is very simple to remember. So when it cannot be redeemed at the lifetime of a company, so that is called irredeemable. So but it can be sold to somebody else. The company never pays the invested capital back to the equity shareholders, but the shares can be sold and bought in the market. Clear? That is in the share market. So that is called irredeemable preference shares. Clear? So next we are moving further to the next type of shares. So that is convertible preference shares. So what is this convertible preference shares and how this work? So let us look into the point. It can be converted into equity shares within a certain period. So the shares, preference shares which can be converted into equity shares, so we call it as a convertible preference shares. So where preference shares is entitled their shareholders to convert their preference shares into equity shares. So those preference shares can be easily converted into equity shares after a specified period. So after a specified number of years. So they are known as convertible preference shares. Okay. So non-convertible preference shares, again it is exactly opposite to it. It cannot be converted into equity shares. So those shares are called as non-convertible preference shares. So the shares which cannot be converted into equity shares. So we can say preference shares cannot be converted into equity shares. They are called non-convertible preference shares. Once issued as a preference shares, so remember this point, once issued as a preference shares, they continue to be only preference shares throughout the lifetime of the company without any change in their characteristics. So it cannot be changed for the lifetime of the company. If the articles are silent regarding this right to convert, so those preference shares will be considered to be only non-convertible preference shares. So that means convertible preference shares, they will have a article of association. They are going to mention about convertibility of the preference shares. So when articles of association is silent with this regards, so then it is also considered as non-convertible preference shares only. So I believe now you have understood the types of preference shares very clearly. So now let us understand, that is part 2, that is type 2 of shares. So that is major. One was preference shares. We discussed till now what is preference shares. So now we are going to discuss about equity shares. So what is equity shares and how it is going to work. So let us understand in detail. As I have already told you people, that is equity shares or ordinary shares are those shares which do not enjoy any preferential rights in the company, whether it is at the time of distributing the dividends or at the time of winding up of the company in settlement. So those shares are called as equity shares or ordinary shares. So it is a share which is not a preference share is called equity shares. So point 1 clearly says the whole of the profit of a company is entitled to these shareholders after paying a fixed dividend to preference shareholders. So the entire profit earned by the company is distributed among equity shareholders after paying the fixed profit to the preference shareholders. Point number 2, they does not get a fixed rate of dividend, obviously, because only preference shareholders will have a fixed rate of return. Equity shareholders do not have any fixed rate of returns. So that is why entire profit after paying to the preference shareholders is distributed among equity shareholders. They will get back their capital only after paying preference shareholders. So whatever the capital invested by the equity shareholders at the time of winding up of the company, they are going to receive at last after making a settlement to the preference shareholders. So in other words, you can understand equity shares are those which are not preference shares. They were also known as ordinary shares. They are entitled to get dividend only after the fixed rate of dividend is paid to the preference shareholders. Similarly, at the time of winding up of the company, only after returning preference share capital in full, and if there is any surplus, it will be paid to the equity shareholders. And the rate of dividend varies from year to year depending on the profits earned by the company. The larger the profits, the higher may be the dividend for equity shareholders, because the entire profit after paying to the preference shareholders is distributed among equity shareholders only. Okay. So that point you should remember. Rate of dividend paid to equity shareholders is far higher than the fixed rate paid to the preference shareholders. However, when there is no profit in any year, equity shareholders dividend for that year will not be paid as a arrears of dividend. So if there is no profit earned by the company, so then it cannot be carried forward to the next years or subsequent years. Even though profits may be very large in the next year, a previous year profit cannot be brought forward. And equity shareholders are entitled to vote on all resolutions. So that is the ultimate rights the equity shareholders has. So they will have voting rights in the company. So this is about the types of shares or classes of shares. So types of preference shares we have discussed, and equity shares also we are done. So I'm done with the explanation part of equity shares and types of preference shares. So I'll come up very soon with the next video with a little more theoretical part. Then we will start the practical problem. Okay, so see you soon. Take care. Bye bye and stay safe. I'll back with one more video. Until then, stay safe. Bye.